Hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Joe Flash, and I'm back with another reaction video. So, I'm here at home, obviously. Now, I got some explaining to do before I get into this video and tell you what I'm about to react to. So, if you guys, I don't know if I mentioned it on my YouTube channel or on Instagram before, but if I haven't told you guys before, or if you guys do know, depending if, you know me in person, as a friend of mine, or, know me in high school and stuff like that, or been following my story about me, or anything like that. If you guys know, I'm usually supposed to be at work. I'm supposed to usually be at college, and then at 12 o'clock, around 12 o'clock, I'm supposed to be at work. I work till 2:45, clock out, and then I don't get home till 2 hours later, because it takes about 2 hours to drop everybody else off first, since I'm the second to last, and I get home approximately around 4 or 5, which is the same exact time the Red Oak High School students get out. Or any high school, I think. I don't know. But anyway, so it's 1 o'clock, or 1:01 now, so I got home early today, and you're probably now wondering, now that I explained this, why am I home so early today? Well, let's start from the beginning. So today, I wasn't going to be able to attend work today because I had an ARD meeting. Today is my ARD meeting. And apparently, after discussing it with my mom that today was going to be the day, so I didn't need to bring my work clothes with me because I wasn't going to be going to work. We thought that it was going to work to where I was just going to be at the college campus and I was just going to, sit down somewhere in a private room and talk with them about everything. And, my mom was going to be at the high school and everything. But it turns out, after discussing between my writer, Miss Compton, and my college teacher, Miss Gentry, they discussed about how this would work, because I don't think they have a computer to use for the Zoom calls, because we have to do a Zoom, and I don't have it on my phone either. And apparently, they ultimately ruled and decided to switch it up a notch to where apparently Miss Compton, at the same time while she was dropping everybody else off at their jobs and then returned to the college, after she dropped every one of my other friends off at their jobs, apparently her and Miss Gentry then decided, they were talking to me about it a few times during lunch at 11, and apparently they decided to switch it up to where Miss Compton was going to drop me off home early with my dad, since my dad is the only one who's here when me and mom are both gone. And I'm eventually just gonna be, I get to go home early and then just go with mom to the high school, because mom's gonna go at the Red Oak High School for the meeting. And apparently Miss Compton and Miss Gentry decided to do that. They decided to drop me off here at home, so that way when mom comes home at 2 o'clock, she don't get out till an hour later at her job, where she works at the middle school as a lunch lady. She decided, like I said, they decided to drop me off home early, so when mom comes home, she can take me with her to the high school for the meeting instead, to make it a better and easier decision than just having me at the college, just not being able to have any way of being able to get into the meeting, So yeah, that's why I'm home early today. And at the same time, outside of the whole ARD meeting, I was going to try to plan on making a reaction video when I got home at 4:05, but since I'm home early, I figured this will give me the good opportunity for me to make a video just until my mom gets home about an hour later at 2 o'clock, so this is giving me the perfect opportunity for me to make a reaction video right now before she gets home, and then, I'm just going to chill, do all my other usual stuff, and then when mom gets home, heading right over to the high school with her, and we're going to attend the ARD meeting. Mom already knows about it. Miss Gentry called her, me and Dad was trying to call her as well, she got the news, so we're all cool now. We know the idea, and we know what happened, why the plans have changed, so we got the idea. So until then, when my mom comes home about an hour later, I decided to do a quick reaction video. Now, if you're already looking at the background of the picture of what this video is, you may already know what's coming up, but before I tell you about what it is, here's a good exclamation. So, if you guys have followed my channel long enough to know that I've been reacting to this series since I started doing reaction videos, or if you've seen me been reacting to this in the past, but I have been taking hiatuses in a long time from this until I made my previous hiatus from this 2 years ago, and I hadn't reacted to another episode of this series on YouTube since then. Well, the series is finally making its comeback. So, if you guys remember that I reacted to a series called Death Battle. The YouTube channel was originally called Screwed Attack, but then they renamed it to Death Battle because they became famous for Death Battle series, so they just decided to name the channel Death Battle. So, I used to react to a series called Death Battle, and I was going to try to become the first ever YouTuber to react to every single episode. I don't know if, I mean, I'm not there yet because I haven't reached up to all the episodes, including the more current episodes, which the last one was featured, I think, last year in 2021 before it ended, or at the beginning of 2022. No, I think it was last year in 2021. I don't know. But anyway, so I haven't got back into an episode of Death Battle since 2 years, and let me check back on when the last time my previous episode was uploaded. I remember the last episode I reacted to of Death Battle was episode 86 from season 4. We're still on season 4, episode 86, Batman Beyond versus Spider-Man 2099. When was that episode uploaded? Let me check back real quick. Okay, I'm back. So the last episode I reacted to was from season 4. We're still at season 4. It was episode 86, Batman Beyond vs. Spider-Man 2099. That was the last episode of Death Battle I reacted to, and get this, that video was uploaded on June 22nd, 2020. So it has been, as I said, it's been 2 years since I had not reacted to an episode of Death Battle, or have not gotten back into reacting to the Death Battle series since then. Batman Beyond vs. Spider-Man 2099, episode 86 was the last episode I reacted to, and like I said, that was back in June 22nd, 2020 that year. In the summer. It was back in the summer of 2020, and since then, I had not reacted to another episode since then. Now, I do remember following up after that episode. I tried to react to this episode that I'm about to check out, but the videos were always malfunctioning because I had a different... Well, I think I still had this mobile Zam recorder, but it was on a previous phone at the time before I had my own phone. I didn't have my own phone then yet. And it was just and you know, for some reason at certain times, the phone just wouldn't allow me to make a full reaction video with this recorder, and yeah, I just gave it up, and so then I even started making videos where I didn't have a face cam on and everything, so yeah. But anyway, so that was the last episode I reacted to. June 22nd, 2020 was my last video that I reacted to an episode of Death Battle, and since then, I have been taking off a very long hiatus, probably the longest hiatus I've taken from reacting to the series, probably. And since I just haven't reacted to an episode since then, but I do love the series and I miss reacting to the series so much. And since I have this new phone, even though unfortunately I need to buy another one because it malfunctions every once in a while, but still in good condition, that so far other problems have been given to me about me making videos with this mobile Zam recorder on this phone. It's been doing incredibly well, so I figured while I'm at it, and since nothing has gone wrong since then, I'm back. So finally, after 2 years, I'm finally back and returning to reacting to the Death Battle series, ladies and gentlemen. Some of you probably been waiting for me to get back into the series for 2 years now. Some of you were probably even wondering if I was going to continue the series or not. Because I remember back then when I used to make previous hiatus, some people were wondering if I was going to react to this again. And all that kind of stuff. Like I said, I enjoy this series. This is a fantastic series. Old episodes, recent episodes, you know, decades ago episodes and stuff like that. You know, they're all pretty good, so... This is going to be pretty good to get back into this. So like I said, we're still at Season 4. This is actually the final episode of Season 4. This is episode 87. And this is the last episode of Season 4. Before after this, we're going to move on over to episodes from Season 5. So the next episode after this one will be episode 88. And it'll be the beginning of Season 5. So like I said, this is the last episode of Season 4. This is episode 87. It is... Sephiroth versus Vergil. Final Fantasy versus Devil May Cry. Like I said, I tried to react to this episode after I checked out Batman Beyond vs. Spider-Man 2099, but unfortunately, technical difficulties were going at the time, so I gave it up and just took a break from trying to do reaction videos with the video cam on, and you know, when I reacted to like voice comparison videos, you could hear my voice, but I don't have the thing on, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. It wasn't as entertaining as having my face cam on, but here we are back at it again. So, this was the episode I tried to attempt to react to after Batman Beyond vs. Spider-Man 2099, but didn't get the chance. So, Sephiroth vs. Vergil, as I said, episode 87, this is the last episode of Season 4, before then when we get into the... Episode 87, yeah, sorry, I'm gonna make sure it was the right one, but yeah, 87. Episode 87, Sephiroth vs. Vergil, the final episode of Season 4, before then in the next episode... Episode 88, it'll be the beginning of Season 5 for the Death Battle series. Now, even though Episode 86, Batman Beyond vs. Spider-Man 2099 was the previous episode I reacted to, you probably may have also seen my reaction to Episode 104, which was Aquaman vs. Namor, Marvel vs. DC. Well, I was gonna do the correct Death Battle episode order, but... At that time when Aquaman vs. Namor was being released on YouTube, when I heard about it, and I don't know why. I just kind of got excited about it, and I just figured, you know what? I want to see this episode before later because it's going to take me a while before I can even reach up to that episode because I have so many episodes I got to get through. So I just decided to just jinx it, and I went on ahead and reacted to episode 104, Aquaman versus Namor, when it was new at the time, so I just went on ahead and just reacted to it. But when I do probably get up to that episode, maybe I will re-react to it. I don't know if I will or not. I probably will, because I want to see it again, honestly, because I don't remember what happened, honestly. And I haven't really checked out my own Death Battle series reaction videos in a while, but I probably should get back into it, though. But anyway, there was also another episode I checked out, which I think it's in the next season, season 5, I think. I remember it was Raven versus Twilight Sparkle, DC versus My Little Pony. I remember I also checked that episode out when it was being released as well. I had my tablet when I reacted to that episode. I remember I just couldn't help the excitement of just having two Terra-strong voice actresses fighting each other to the death, Raven and Twilight Sparkle. So at that time, just like Aquaman vs. Namor, I just couldn't wait any longer, and I just went on ahead and checked that episode as well. But unfortunately, I didn't react to the whole thing. Like, I didn't react to the whole episode where it analyzed the weapons, armors, and skills and stuff. I got into the battle, like some people do, when they react to the series on YouTube. I jinxed going through the weapons, armors, and skill. I just went on ahead and checked out the battle itself. Well, I eventually deleted that episode, so it's no longer on my channel now. I deleted the episode because because I rather have an episode of, I rather react to the episode fully where I have, me going through the weapon, armor, and skills and then seeing the battle itself, because going through the weapon, armor, and skills with Boomstick and Wiz, it really helps for you to discover and have a chance of analyzing, knowing who might possibly win, you know what I mean? Because they're really good experts at knowing who might win in a death battle. They may not be the best, and even though some people may not be a fan of the series or even agree with some of the winning predictions, but it makes sense, because they really do a lot of this stuff to find out who would truly win, you know what I mean? And without me reacting to the weapon, armor, and skill analyzing when I reacted to Raven versus Twilight Sparkle, I ultimately decided to delete the video, so then when I re-react to it, I'm not going to really technically, even though I am going to re-react to the episode when we get into that episode, I won't title it re-reaction because it won't make sense for me to title it re-reaction because I already deleted the first video, so I was like, yeah, I can't, I'll just title it reaction, and people are just going to forget that I reacted to it originally with my tablet, with me not going through the weapon, armor, or skill, and just wait till when the next time I get back into it, I'm going to check out the whole episode with the weapons, armor, and skill analyzing stuff, which will make it better. And plus, as I said, I was using a tablet at that time, and there has been times I reacted to some certain episodes of Death Battle with a tablet, and they don't look that good. The quality is terrible, my voice sounds terrible, the volume doesn't sound good when I speak, so yeah. But anyway, so Sephiroth versus Vergil. Now, I am familiar with Sephiroth, even though I don't play Final Fantasy. I do know his enemy Cloud, and I figured out him as well. And thanks to me playing Super Smash Bros. Ultimate when he was being released, as they were announcing he was a DLC character, I got to know a little bit about Sephiroth. I don't know a whole lot about him, so when we check out this episode, I'm going to learn a lot about this character Sephiroth. I'm going to learn about some things I didn't know about him, learn more and stuff like that. So, like I said, I play as him sometimes in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, but that's only with my friends when they have the DLC character on their Switch, because I don't have Sephiroth on my Switch. I don't even have any of the DLC characters on my Switch, but hopefully I'll get them one day. And, he's a pretty cool character to play as. So I know a little bit, but not a whole lot about him. Now, on the other hand, Vergil from Devil May Cry, I have no idea who this guy is. I never heard of Devil May Cry, and I don't know who Vergil is, so I know nothing about this character at all. So this will be a first time discovering this character, Vergil. And like I said, I don't know anything about him, so I'll figure out who he is and what he's capable of. And then before we get into the battle, when it's time for a death battle, when they announce it, when Boomstick announces, it's time for a death battle! Before we get into it, I always pause before the battle to give my opinion and discuss a little bit about what they told us about their weapons and everything, and then discuss about who I predict and have my opinion on who I think is going to win this battle. Of course, I'm not always correct, of course. My predictions are wrong sometimes I'm right, I get them correct and get them incorrect, but it's no big deal. At least I'm not putting a money on it, like putting a bet on it, like I did with the Goku vs. Superman episodes. I just only because I just love Superman, and plus Superman is just so hard to kill. I just had to put a bet thinking he was gonna beat Goku in both episodes, both Goku versus Superman 1 and Goku versus Superman 2, and he did. He beat Goku in both of them. Of course, some people were mad about it because a lot of people love Dragon Ball these days. So of course, some people were mad at Superman winning, but he's still a cool character though. He's my personal favorite DC superhero. If I was picked second favorite, of course it'd be Batman, who's like everybody's #1 favorite DC superhero at this point. But anyway. Back on track, Vergil versus excuse me, Vergil versus Sephiroth. Like I said, I don't know a lot about these characters. I only know a little bit about Sephiroth. Nothing I know anything about Vergil. And like I said, if you're just excited as I am to be finally reacting to the Death Battle series again for the first time in 2 years since June 22nd, 2020 in the summer, give this a big thumbs up and be sure to let me know in the comments if you're ready and you're excited to see me react to more episodes, because I missed reacting to this series. I really did. I can't believe I took that long off to react to it, and it's already been 15 minutes since I've spoken now. I've been talking so long, I should have already gotten into this a long time ago, because this episode is 21 minutes long, so I better go ahead and start getting into this. Like I said, episode 87, this is the final episode of Season 4, before then in the next episode we react to, which is episode 88, it'll be the beginning of Season 5, so without further ado, I've talked long enough. This is probably the longest I've ever talked in a video before reacting to the video that I'm going to be reacting to. I better go ahead and get right into this. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get into this. I'm really excited to see this again. I enjoy the series. I love it. It's one of my favorite series on YouTube. This is going to be fantastic. So this will be like bringing back old memories again, just me reacting to this again. So let's change my size of my camera. I think that'll be a good enough of a size. I think. So anyway, like I said, without further ado, we're going to get into this. I should have already started this like 16 minutes ago. Let's do this now. So, man, this is going to be so good to finally react to this again. This ought to be a good one as well. I figure with Sephiroth, I figure this is going to be a good episode between him and Vergil. This should be a good battle. Anyway, let's go ahead and do it, shall we? Enough talk. Excuse me, sorry. But anyway, like John Cena and Triple H always say, your time is up, my time is now, it's time to play the game. Boy, I'm ready to get into this. Let's start this, shall we? Episode 87 of Death Battle. The final episode of Season 4. Sephiroth vs. Vergil, Final Fantasy vs. Devil May Cry. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go! Boy, I miss hearing that theme song as well.
The great philosopher Plato once said, "The measure of a man is what he does with power." But to these guys, power is the measure of a man. Sephiroth, the fearsome one-winged angel of Final Fantasy. And Vergil, the half-demon son of Sparta from Devil May Cry. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick. And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win
he fought Dr.
a
Doom?
death battle.
Oh, it must have been maybe it's a Capcom game, probably. Marvel's Capcom, which I didn't even know that.
Through the millennia, legends were passed of a source of unlimited energy, the Promised Land. Unfortunately, all hope of finding this sacred ground had been lost, until the Shinra Electric Power Company excavated the remains of a being believed to hail from the very land they sought. They called this weird, naked purple lady Genova, and thought that if they could bring her back to life, she could help them find the Promised Land. But apparently, they just didn't have any Phoenix Downs. If they couldn't resurrect a being who could lead them to the Promised Land, Shinra decided they would simply create their own. After many experiments infusing Genova's cells with those of a human's, they finally found their savior. His name was Sephiroth. With hair like that, it's no wonder he was created in a lab. Look at how majestic that mane is.
Yeah.
According to Final Fantasy lore, Sephiroth has to use an entire bottle of shampoo and conditioner every single time he bathes. Why do you
Wait, what?
Did you join his
He's voiced by a band member in
But
Sync?
Shinra wasn't interested in Sephiroth for his hair.
Or
Instead,
voiced by
he
the
was
bass
an
singer
essential part
in
of
Sync,
their
huh.
soldier program. Wait, this electric company has their own private military? I'd hate to miss a payment with those guys, especially if they sent Seph after me. I mean, look at the ridiculously long sword he keeps with him.
I know.
That's his Masamune, this 7'2" behemoth is a lot like the no-dachi swords they used back in feudal Japan. But instead of wielding something long with two hands like those, Sephiroth only needs one.
Yep.
Even that speaks nothing of his effectiveness as a warrior. Yeah, you know when people spread legends of someone, they usually make him out to be even better than he really is? It's the total opposite with Sephiroth. With his superhuman speed, strength, and durability, Sephiroth was instrumental in ensuring Shinra's victory in the Wutai War, conquering the last free nation on the planet. He returned home a legend. But all those warm, fuzzy feelings of victory didn't last long. While on a mission to the town of Nibelheim, Sephiroth found a bunch of books on the Genova Project. That's when he discovered he was a secret science project the whole time. The truth crushed Sephiroth and drove him mad. In a rage, he annihilated Nibelheim, but was stopped by a mercenary named Cloud Strife. Sephiroth was impaled by the Buster Sword and fell to his death. Oh, well, that's disappointing. Which is
Kinda.
what I would have said if Sephiroth hadn't dropped into a hole in the ground.
They made an anime of that?
Windows screensaver called the Lifestream. The Lifestream is a buried river of energy, which basically
Oh yeah, I forgot he has that energy.
Normally, merging with the Lifestream is the equivalent of entering the afterlife, but not for Sephiroth. And this is where things get weird, so buckle up. Still conscious, Sephiroth's essence floated through the Lifestream for years until he absorbed enough energy to rebuild his body. With the energy of the Lifestream, he could control other beings with Genova cells, including the corpse of Genova, who he manipulated like a puppet and disguised as himself. Oh, what the hell?
Wow.
That's his mom? Who would do that to their own mom? I mean, I know she's a genocidal alien monster, but come on. Probably makes a good breakfast.
I mean, I kind of agree with you on that, Boomstick, sort of.
Even more. It transformed him from a mere super soldier into the most dangerous being on the planet. He's strong enough to throw a man hundreds of feet skyward, move at supersonic speeds, and withstand brutal stab wounds through vital organs. He's got illusion powers that can trick people by creating an entirely fake scenario. He can lift people.
I kind of forgot he got telekinesis. Or did I remember that? I don't know.
So it works, right?
Like I said, I don't know a lot about Sephiroth.
Can cast magic thanks to his on-hand materia. Materia is crystallized life energy, which grants different powers according to the type of material used. This lets Sephi attack with fire, lightning, ice, and earth-based magic. He can block attacks with barrier and reflect, and heal himself with cure and regen. And ever since jumping into the Lifestream, he's had unlimited access to his magical powers. With his new godlike abilities, Sephiroth began a plan to stop mankind from drying up the planet's life force. That doesn't sound so scary. Does that mean he's an environmentalist, or...? But to do this, he decided to use black materia to summon a giant meteor to destroy the planet and absorb all of its life energy for himself.
Ooh.
So, like, an opposite environmentalist.
So, like, destroying her whole Earth, kind of?
I mean, we're talking about a guy who kicked a dude through solid concrete, murdered the crap out of a 30-foot serpent with a spike through the face, and tanked a dragon's flamethrower attack without even getting a teensy bit hurt. A particularly impressive feat, considering this attack was capable of one-shotting fellow soldier Zack Fair. Wiz, you may need to up your prescription, because that's definitely Cloud. No. Cloud was just recalling false memories there. It was really Zack. However, it was Cloud who impaled Sephiroth pre-Lifestream with the Buster Sword. And holy God, is it huge! It's like 2 feet wide!
I know.
A stab from that thing would just cut him in half. But Zep just kind of shook it off. And in his rematch with Cloud, he blocked an attack strong enough to crater the metal around him. Considering the diameter of the crater, the surface area of Sephiroth's feet, and assuming the most likely steel composition, I estimate this attack to equal nearly 1,600 tons of force.
Wow.
Sephiroth can use that wicked sword to stab and lift wannabe heroes by their ribcage,
Near destroy the planet.
skyscrapers, and shoot energy beams that can shred these huge Mako cannons. And
Got killed, but they got better. Yep. He can come back to life from death.
Other forms. These forms greatly resemble certain creatures found in Christian and Jewish mythology. He certainly looks the part when he goes into his ultimate form. Regardless, Sephiroth does possess a single black wing, a blatant symbol of his fall from grace. So basically, Final Fantasy does everything it can to not be subtle. Just like Sephiroth's most devastating attack, Supernova, which decimates an entire solar system. Wait, if Zeph is that powerful, how does anyone ever beat him? Don't get the wrong idea here. There's a lot of debate over how Supernova actually works, but I think it's pretty clear that Sephiroth specific point in time within an alternate dimension.
Oh.
Careful, Wiz, don't sell him short. Just look at it. When he uses the attack, reality literally crumbles away like glass. This is identical to the animation for certain summoned creatures. According to the official Crisis Core Complete Guide, summons draw their targets into their own space in order to attack. And this is no different. In the Dissidia fighting games, Sephiroth goes for the civil approach and opens a dimensional hole to the explosion. The attack is even described as sending destruction even into other dimensions. And if he
Okay.
could summon planet-busting meteors at will, why did he go through so much trouble to get the black materia, which literally summons meteors? That would explain why the supernova doesn't hurt him. He's not really there, just using those illusion powers of his. With all
I can
these
see
powers,
that.
I can't believe Cloud and friends were able to take him down. He's not invincible, but he's damn powerful. Ever persistent, Sephiroth departed with a final, chilling promise.
Yep.
Never be a memory.
Definitely not easy to
Why
kill.
does he sound so bored?
Maybe that's how evil people talk. I don't know, Boomster.
2,000
Anyway, here
years
comes
ago,
Vergil.
A great mutiny transpired in the underworld. The demon warrior Sparta rebelled against his evil master, Mundus. To protect the world, Sparta did his best to seal the connection between hell and earth. But then Sparta got lonely, or maybe it was just a sausage fest in there. Either way, he stuck out of hell long enough to knock up this chick named Eva. And she popped out a couple of awesome demon slayers. Nice choice. You may remember the younger of the two, Dante. Oh yeah, he fought that witch chick with the hair. But the eldest,
You mean
and potentially
Bayonetta.
deadliest brother was
I
the
saw
one
that
and only
episode.
Vergil.
So Vergil's from the same game as Dante?
From birth. Dante was a
I just can't
criminal,
remember because I don't
Vergil was
remember
serious.
where Dante was from when I
hated
reacted to
his
that
game
episode of him
demon,
and
Vergil
Bayonetta.
loved it. It's that classic odd couple scenario. But then one fateful day, in an act of vengeance against the late Sparta, a group of rogue demons separated the two brothers and killed their mother. Vergil
Ooh.
was believed to be dead. But in reality, Vergil survived and set out on his own path to seek his father's immense power for himself. And he's 100%
He wants
equipped
Rob
to
after
be a
losing a drinking
butt-kicking
game.
demon slayer just like his pops. As a half-demon, Vergil can jump several times his own height, move at supersonic speeds, and heal himself quickly, kind of like that Wolverine guy. He can tough out getting stabbed through the lungs, intestines, the heart, body parts I'm pretty sure most people
So I guess he's got a healing factor, huh?
experiment has anything to say about it. You say something, Wiz? I said not if Vergil's abilities have anything to say about it. Well, sadly, for any human demon or human demon who gets in his way, Vergil also happens to carry some extra deadly weapons.
Looks like he's got a long sword too, like Vergil. I mean, Sephiroth.
Tomato. Yamato. It's said that this sword can cut through anything, even dimensions, and probably tomatoes. Actually, Yamato
Tomatoes?
is the same thing Sparta used to seal hell
Ya
from
think?
Earth in the first place. Vergil's sword
Tomato,
fighting prowess
tomato.
draws from his Dark Slayer fighting style, which emphasizes teleportation, lightning quick movements, and even quicker slashes straight from the sheath. This technique is directly influenced by Iai Jutsu, the real-life Japanese art
Iaijutsu.
of the quick draw.
Interesting
And thanks
name.
to Vergil's demonic powers, he can attack so fast the blade seems invisible. And the
Damn.
only thing better than fighting with one sword is fighting with 8. With Vergil's ghostly summoned swords, he can turn himself into a living Beyblade. Fire them like
A living
machine gun,
Beyblade. Oh
or
wow, look at that.
make it rain! Blades may be Vergil's bread and butter, but if he needs to focus on brute strength, he switches to Beowulf. He can charge up blink of an eye punches and kicks that hit like a cement truck made of lead and KO some of the toughest demons in just a few hits. And hey, looks like he digs Street Fighter. There's one more trick up Vergil's
I get it,
sleeve.
yeah.
Thanks to his
Shoryuken!
demon blood, he can access a
That's,
form known as Devil Trap.
Ryu's
And
move,
this
yeah.
mode amplifies
I get it, it was kind of like the Shoryuken.
his strength, speed, and healing all get a huge boost, making him several times deadlier than before. Plus, he just looks badass. In his quest to become as
Wow.
powerful as his father, Vergil's abilities skyrocket. He's taken down dozens of demons in the blink of an eye, and escaped an illusion from the sorcerer Arkham, which makes normal people go crazy. But if anything's gonna show off what a son of
Surviving
Sparta can
could
really
have
do,
killed
it's
you.
pitting him against his bro. Sure, Vergil can easily avoid Dante's bullets, but why dodge them when you can spin your sword, line them all up, and fire them back? Like a boss. In the same battle, they briefly created a 12-foot diameter open space in a heavy rainstorm with nothing but their sword swings. On average, storms can fill a cubic foot space with as many as 30 raindrops. So, Vergil and
wow.
Dante must have destroyed 108,000 raindrops in less than a second.
Oh, wow.
Swing his sword that fast. I bet he'd make a killing mowing lawns, or chopping meat at the deli, or giving haircuts, or doing that thing where he chops bad guys to pieces.
Definitely be
so
something
fast
I couldn't
they
keep
don't
up
even
with.
realize they're dead yet. Like when he fought Beowulf, the monster, not the weapon. And then he punched him so hard he flew 55 feet up and hit the ceiling. When comparing Beowulf's size to Vergil, he appears to be as large as an elephant. Given what's available, this seems like our best measure of Vergil's strength, but there is one issue. The Devil May Cry series makes frequent use of slow motion to depict the absurdity of these characters, and this could be a similar case. So let's look at another slow-mo feat, the rainstorm fight. At one point, the rain freezes in place for about 2.5 seconds, as Vergil and Dante keep moving, indicating a 14,500% speed increase in real time. Applying the same degree to the Beowulf punch gives us an acceleration speed of about 4,882 feet per second.
That's
With that
pretty
in mind, we can apply our previous
pretty
data,
powerful.
use the maximum height stand ceiling, and determine Vergil's striking strength to be nearly 720 million
Jeez.
That's a lot. It matches Vergil's incredible toughness, too. We already mentioned his super healing factor, but it's even more overpowered than you think. Vergil once got completely cut in half, but healed so fast that it's impossible to even notice. And his regeneration ability can be worn down. Yeah, that's how this weird jester guy beat him. But it takes a lot to pull off. And Vergil can always just use Yamato to hop through dimensions to get away if he wants. Sadly, Vergil never got to rule the demon realm like he wanted. Instead, the Demon King Mundus permanently transformed Vergil into his puppet, irreversibly manipulating his mind in the process. And then Dante kind of, exploded him. But 1 or 2 losses against someone who's basically goddamn Satan hardly makes him a weakling. Hell and Earth trembles before the power of Vergil. It'll be fun.
Wow. Well, this character is definitely going to give Sephiroth one heck of a battle. I'll give him that much. This ought to be good now that we're seeing how Vergil's capable of.
Alright, the combatants are set. Let's end this debate once and for all. But before we get to the bloody slicing and dicing, pick up some Blue Apron and slice and dice in your kitchen.
I always keep forgetting about them sponsoring Blue Apron.
Blue Apron's goal is to make incredible home cooking accessible to anyone. And
This would look good. This would be something I probably would get, but I don't know if I really would order it or not.
With their easy-to-follow instructions, I whip me up a delicious meal in no time.
Do they still sponsor with Blue Apron even on this day? Death Battle? Because they don't have this thing like a little quick commercial real quick before Death Battle episode. They don't mention this anymore in the episode, so I don't know.
You choose the plan that works best for you, whether you're making a meal for 2 people or your family of 4. There's tons of new recipes to choose from each week. And if you want more than one, go for it. Depending on your plan, you can pick 2 to 4 meals from Blue Apron's delicious recipes every week. Then there's my favorite, the wine plan, where you get 6 bottles of wine from renowned winemakers delivered monthly. Blue Apron is treating Death Battle viewers to their first 3 meals with your first order if you visit blueapron.com/battle. That's a $30 value. I've got
A $30 value.
Chicken and maple butter with mashed sweet potato and collard greens. Blue Apron sends only non-GMO ingredients and meat with no added hormones. So check out this week's menu and get your $30 off with free shipping at blueapron.com/battle. Blue Apron, a better way to cook. But right now, it's time for a death battle!
Before we get into it, let's quickly pause. Alright, so, whoops. Sorry. Hold on, let me fix that. I don't know how I did that, but here we are. So, pause. So, apparently, these two are very powerful. Sephiroth and Vergil. Didn't even expect Vergil's sword would be just as big as Sephiroth is. So, these characters do have quite a lot of strengths and power and everything. This is definitely probably going to be a very close matchup. I can probably guarantee you this match is going to be very, very close between these two. This is definitely going to be kind of hard to decide on, but, you know, from what both these characters are capable of, they're definitely going to be taking at it pretty strongly, and they're both definitely very hard to kill, so there's no doubt about it that this is definitely going to be one heck of a battle, and like I said, with a lot of the strengths and everything kind of sounding similar, even though some of them have a little bit of differences, this could really give quite a very well evenly matched, but without all due from between what both these characters are capable of and from what I've discovered, I don't really have a lot to talk about, but from what I've seen from both of them over their weapons, armors, and skill analyzing, out of due between them both, from all due respect between both these characters on who I'm going to vote for in this one, I'm going to have to say... Dang, this is a tough one. I'm just going to say Sephiroth. I think Sephiroth's going to win. I just have to go... I mean, even though I don't really know... Like, usually most of the time whenever I do these death battles, I usually go with the character that I know more of, and stuff like that. Even though I don't really technically know Vergil or Sephiroth at all, but considering since I've heard of Sephiroth and I played as him before in Ultimate and stuff like that, and heard a little bit about Final Fantasy, I know him a little bit more than I know Vergil. So between due to respect, well, without further respect, I'm just going to have to just choose Sephiroth. I think Sephiroth is going to win this. I don't know if he's going to. Like I said, this is only just an opinion. This is just a prediction. So, my predictions can be wrong or right sometimes, so we don't know. But, like I said, I'm just going to vote Sephiroth. I think Sephiroth's going to win this. I'm just voting for him. Let's hope that he does. So, let's find out if Sephiroth wins this or not, or if I'm going to be wrong and Vergil comes out victorious. Let's find out. Let's see if Sephiroth has what it takes to win this death battle against Vergil. So, let's continue on with the battle now in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Like I said, this ought to be good. It's going to be a close one, as I said. And there's Vergil. And there's Sephiroth.
You are powerful. I can see it. Who are you? Your despair.
This is 3D animation. Boy! I love that. This ought to be good. 3D animation already looking fantastic. Alright. The lengths of the swords are just insane between Sephiroth and Vergil. He's already pulling out, I think that's called the Beowulf, I think, Vergil, when he has his gloves and the boots on. And there's the energy blasts from Sephiroth. Taking blow for blow so far. Now back to the big old sword duel. Oh, he killed him. But like I said, he has survived impalement, so he's not going to die that easily, Vergil.
But are you fast enough?
How did he say, are you fast enough?
Don't worry.
I think Vergil is maybe... I don't know. Who's faster? I can't remember.
I suppose it can't be helped.
Got... Oh, wow. Look at that. We got a little bit cut, Sephiroth, but he's still okay. I don't know, I didn't really pay too much into the speed, though. Who's faster, Sephiroth or Vergil?
Stop wasting my time.
Oh, there's that devil, or whatever that thing is that he transforms into. Oh, that looked like he did a bro kick. That looked like the bro kick from WWE Superstar Sheamus. The face kind of reminds me of Corrupted Shinnok from Mortal Kombat X. But never mind. Ooh, wow, look at this. This is getting out of control. Woo! I'm liking this. Oh, he healed. Oh, and here comes that, whatever this move's called. Oh yeah, Supernova. Can Vergil survive this? Look at that the original Final Fantasy reference. Even got his name and everything. Let's see, can Vergil survive this? Oh, wait, is he okay? Well, he's burning, but oh wow, he escaped it. Well, he's burning real badly though. Golly, that would hurt my skin just looking at that. Oh god, look at his face. Oh, he impaled him. But I don't think he's done yet, isn't he? Woo! Cut in half. Oh, that's it. Wow. Okay, Sephiroth won.
These two were extremely powerful swordsmen, but Sephiroth's cunning and stronger abilities led to his victory. Wait a minute, I thought the lore said Vergil's sword could cut through anything. Why didn't it cut through Sephiroth's sword? Yamato was a unique weapon, but its legend clearly exaggerated. On multiple occasions, it's clashed with Dante's blade and even a common rocket launcher without cutting through either, and sometimes requires an exuberant amount of force to cut through tougher materials.
Hmm.
But let's discuss the real facts, like strength. So Vergil with Beowulf could do 720 million newtons, right? But there aren't a lot of good Sephi strength feats to compare. First, let's compare Sephiroth to a fellow first-class member of the soldier fighting force, who had also been experimented on with Genova's cells. Zack Fair. Remember him? He's the knot cloud guy who fought that dragon. At his peak, Zack could cut through a large metal door with one swing, seemingly with most of his strength. Given the size and width of the door, this feat's sheer strength comes out to 980 million newtons.
Oh.
And Seph was way stronger than Zack. In fact, if we look at their strength stats when they fought that dragon, Sephiroth was 3.5 times stronger than Zack, putting Sephiroth's strength output at over 3 billion newtons. That's almost as much force as 30 Hiroshima bombs.
Wow.
Strength isn't everything, though. Vergil was technically faster than Sephi, but
Yeah, I was curious to wonder who was faster. I was wanting to say Vergil, but I couldn't tell.
Survived plenty of hits because his healing power is broken. The capabilities of Vergil's healing factor was nearly unprecedented, but it had its limits. In contrast, Sephiroth's
Everything
healing
usually has a
abilities
limit,
were
doesn't it?
only limited by his pool of magic, which was unlimited. Well, he also had to take some time to cast each healing spell, but that's why he distracted Vergil with his illusions. We know Vergil was susceptible to illusionary and mental attacks, as it's happened to him multiple times and even led to his in-canon demise. And Sephiroth's illusions could hide his ultimate technique. Yeah, Vergil's healing was pretty awesome, but it was never gonna hold up under an exploding sun to the face. Vergil put up a good fight, but he couldn't match Sephiroth's superior strength, magic, and techniques. Looks like this devil's cried for the last time. The winner is
Okay,
Sephiroth.
Boomstick. But anyway, good job, Sephiroth.
Damn chat, I play Boomstick. Ban, I play Wiz. If you want to get the
And
fight music for this episode of Death Battle, just click
And I was gonna say that even Wolverine's healing factor couldn't save him from being killed by Raiden in the Wolverine vs. Raiden episode. I remember Wolverine died in that.
Box right over there in the corner. Thank you so much for joining us for Death Battle Season 4. We're excited to show you some awesome episodes next year in Season 5.
Yep, here comes Season 5. So who's gonna be in the next one for Season 5? Are they gonna show the first episode of Season 5? Oh, no, they're not. Okay. Yeah, usually most of the time whenever they go on to a new season, yeah, this was back in 2018. Usually whenever they do it, when they announce after they had the final episode of a season and they announce the new season, they don't usually reveal the first episode of the next season until, like, later, you know what I mean? Because usually it's always next time on Death Battle, they always reveal the next fighters, but usually whenever they end a series and then they show the next episode, which will be for the next series, they don't usually reveal who the fighters are, so looks like we're gonna have to find out who's the next two victims in the next Death Battle episode in episode 88. So this was episode 87, season 4. This was the final episode of season 4. So this is episode 87, Sephiroth versus Vergil, Sephiroth 1. When we come back with the next episode, we're going to do episode 88, which will be the beginning of season 5, and we'll find out who's going to be versing on that one. So congratulations to Sephiroth. That was pretty good. That was actually very entertaining, very good animation, and almost I feel like anything that's 3D animated and stuff, it's pretty good usually. But anyway, so I was correct. Pretty cool. At least I guess I'm glad I did the prediction, because I actually almost was thinking about choosing Vergil at one point. I will be honest, I was almost gonna think about wanting to choose Vergil, but I just had to stick with Sephiroth. So I'm glad I sticked with him. Otherwise, if I chose Vergil, I would have lost. Even though it's not for money or nothing, like I said, at least I'm not putting a bet on it. But yeah, I will be honest. I don't. It's not something that usually happens where I think about picking one character and then I decide to go with the other. I think I remember I did that with the episode between Hercule Satan, whatever his name is, versus Dan from Street Fighter. I remember I wanted to go for Dan at first because he's a Street Fighter character, but then once they showed how clumsy he really was, I just did not like him anymore, and I just considered him the worst character in Street Fighter, that I just changed my mind, and I think I went with Hercule, whatever his name is. It's like saying Hercules, but it's Herc something, I don't know. Satin, I think that's his last name. I just went with Satin, and I think I did. I'm pretty sure I went with Satin after discovering Dan's ability that I just did not like him, so I ended up choosing Satin in the end, and then eventually I won because Satin did beat Dan. But anyway, so that was a good episode, as I said. Join me next time for the next episode of Death Battles, where we react to episode 88, which will be the beginning of season 5. We'll find out who the first two characters for the first episode of Season 5 and Episode 88 of Death Battle will be when we come back in another video. Because now that I'm officially back, we're reacting to more episodes of the series. I'll definitely be checking out some more episodes pretty soon. Maybe I'll check some more out maybe after when I come home from my art meeting later on, or I don't know. I'll do my best to get into more of these videos, because like I said, I usually don't get a lot into my YouTube reaction videos these days, because I'm in college and work. But I'm trying to catch back up, because I do miss being on my channel, and I definitely miss reactions, and I definitely missed reacting to the Death Battle series. This series is entertaining as heck, I love it. So anyway, join me next time, everybody, and we'll get into the next episode of Death Battle, but until then, we're going to end it off right here, y'all, so I'm out. I'm just going to take a break for a little bit. It's 1:47, so it's about to be almost like 13 minutes before my mom comes home, so I'm just gonna chill for a little bit and get some heat in here because it's cold. I'm out, y'all. So that'll be it for today, guys. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Dislike, give it a thumbs down. Join me next time for the next episode. Until then, to all your boys, men, and guys out there. Excuse me. Fist bumps go to all of you, and to all the girls, ladies, and women out there. Mwah! Kisses go out to all of you. But until then, this is Joe Flash signing off, and have a good day.